Oddworld Soulstorm is a game that's starting to generate some buzz, and I wanted to go ahead and talk about everything that we know so far about this upcoming title. We can break it down, and I would love to have a real conversation with you guys in the comment section down below. So let's get into it. So guys, in an article written by Kelly Pierce of Android Central, the long-awaited return to Oddworld is here. Abe's story continues. Abe led us through some crunchy, zappy, and very explodey situations in Oddworld Abe's Odyssey and Abe's Exodus back in the days of the original PlayStation. Since the original release, Oddworld inhabitants, the developers of Oddworld games, have taken us on a journey with Munch and Stranger and gave us a beautiful remake of the beginning of Abe's story in New and Tasty. 6 years after the remake, we are ready to see more of Abe's story. So what is this game, guys? For those of you who aren't familiar with Oddworld, what is Oddworld Soulstorm? Sony shared the latest trailer for Oddworld Soulstorm on September 16th in the same event where it announced the release date and price for the PS5. The game is the latest in the action platforming series that kicked off in 1997 with Oddworld Abe's Odyssey on the original PlayStation. It is a direct sequel to 2014's Oddworld New and Tasty that also serves as a reimagining of the 1998 game Oddworld Abe's Exodus. It is the second title in a planned quintilogy. So the first thing, guys, is that this is a PlayStation exclusive, which is unfortunate for all of you guys who are Xbox users and such. This is another exclusive title. We're seeing this more and more from PlayStation as well as Xbox. So that's the one unfortunate thing. But however, for those of you who are accustomed to the PlayStation or play on PlayStation, you would probably know of Oddworld because it's an exclusive and it dates way back, guys, all the way back to 1997. So when will this game be released? So that's a big question people are asking. Oddworld Inhabitants hasn't announced an official release date yet, but Soulstorm is expected to drop in spring of 2021. Sony will have a limited console exclusive with the game releasing for PS4, PS5, and PC. The game was originally planned for a 2020 release, but was postponed in December. Landing promises that a release date announcement is coming in early 2021. So look, you got to take all the dates, guys, when it comes to these video games, with a pinch of salt because of everything going on in our world. It very well could get postponed. It actually could come out earlier. It's hard to say, but I would say that we probably will see it at some point this year. If we don't, I would say maybe early 2022. So what we're going to go over here, guys, is, what happened in Oddworld New and Tasty. This is going to be something that I want to, discuss with you guys so that we can kind of break down where we could maybe see the story go in the new Oddworld Soulstorm. So with that being said, guys, it's going to be a heavy spoiler section. If you plan to play New and Tasty, you have been warned. While working late one night at a large-scale meat processing plant, Abe, a Madokan slave, overhears the plant owner, Moloch, and Glucon speaking with his Glucon peers. Because of a decline in the animals they use for meat products, including one which is now extinct, Moloch has begun production on a new snack food made from Mudokons. Afraid of his fate at the plant, Abe decides that escaping is his only option. After traversing abandoned temples, avoiding wild animals, and finishing the trials, the shaman marks Abe's hands with scars to represent each of the paramite and scrab species. This grants Abe the power of Skrull, a demigod. Obviously, guys, I'm not very good with some of the names in this game. However, this is kind of, obviously you got to kind of give context on where we've been in this franchise and where we could be moving in the future. Now, prepared to take on the guards at the meat processing plant, Abe returns to free his Madokan brethren and bring the plant to a halt. When Moloch sees what's happening on the security feed, he decides to flood the factory with deadly gases. Abe rushes to the broad room to stop the gas before it kills all the Madokan workers. As Abe enters the broad room, Moloch grabs him and drags him to one of the processing machines, strapping Abe to the conveyor belt. If you rescued enough Madokan allies, they gather to chant a spell that brings down a lightning bolt upon Moloch, blinding him in one eye. In the chaos, Big Face frees Abe from the belt before he reaches the saws, and the Madokans escape the factory. So It's a pretty, when you think about it, guys, it's a relatively darker game. At the end of the day, sure, there's going to be light moments, but it's a relatively dark kind of story. And that's something that, honestly, I kind of like this kind of gritty type of style game here with this. And obviously, I'm someone who knows a little bit about Oddworld. I'm not like super familiar. I'm not like all, completely all in on, the community and such, or kind of really affiliated with the community in a major way. But what I can say is what we've seen of this upcoming game, it's got me very intrigued, as well as a lot of other people intrigued as well. So what's the gameplay like? Well, Oddworld Soulstorm follows in the footprints of New and Tasty, bringing back the much-loved platformer puzzler gameplay with some major upgrades. The game features new 2.9D environments that will give players more freedom to explore and take advantage of the PS5's graphic power. The DualSense controller will vibrate along with the palpitations of Abe's heart as he tries to save his followers, while adaptive triggers use increased resistance to add realism. I love the palpitations of Abe's heart as he tries to save his followers. I think that's really interesting. The game also has a spiritual currency manifested in Abe's leadership. Every choice Abe makes will generate karma, producing real-time gameplay consequences. His morality will determine whether his peers will follow him, and if previous games are any indication, he'll need those allies to survive. Expect to face serious philosophical dilemmas, but also to enjoy some humor. So look, at the end of the day, guys, this title's got me interested and very, very much so intrigued, to say the least. We don't know a ton about the game at this point in time, but we know kind of, where they potentially might be going here if you're going based on what happened at the end of New and Tasty. And so I'm very excited for it, guys. I really am. I'm interested to see what this title's going to be, what they plan on, kind of putting out there. And I think that there's a lot to it here that from the trailer and such that we've seen that really excites me. Does it excite you, though? Let me know in the comment section down below. With Oddworld Soulstorm, what are you excited about? What are you kind of concerned about? If you have any concerns, let me know in the comment section down below. And like I said, let's have a real conversation about it. And for more Oddworld Soulstorm content and videos, stay here with Zero TV.